to welcome His Excellency Carlos Sorreta, the Philippine Ambassador to Russia. Good evening from Manila, Mr. Ambassador.
Good evening.
There you go. Okay, so let's go right on ahead to the coronavirus cases in Russia. It seems that it's another record increase, 11,231 new infections in 24 hours, bringing the total to 177,000 plus. Russia now ranks 4th in the overall number of reported cases in Europe and 5th in the world. However, officials are attributing the increase to mass testing and detecting of asymptomatic cases. So also Russia's mortality rate is low compared to other European countries. What measures are currently in place to clip the rise of cases there, Mr. Ambassador?
Hi, the testing has been the key. Testing has been massive, and it's essentially free, including retesting. If you feel you have symptoms, they will, and you call the emergency number, they will send medical personnel to your home to check you, test you, and to bring you to the hospital if necessary. So this has been a massive effort here in Moscow and all over Russia.
So also there was a flight arrangement made with the Philippine government to bring home some 650 Russian nationals affected by the quarantine imposed here in different parts of the country. Can you tell us more about this? How were you able to contact and gather every Russian in the Philippines?
This is really an effort by our Department of Tourism, our Coast Guard, local governments, and the Russian Embassy in Manila. They were able to gather many of the Russian tourists, particularly around the Visayas region, and brought them to Cebu, where the flight from Moscow picked them up. And gusto rin namin magpasalamat sa Russian government dahil yung flight na nanggaling dito para sunduin yung mga Russians, nakapaglagay din kami ng konting mga Filipino. So maraming salamat sa Russian government. May mga nakauwi dahil nakasakay doon sa Mercy flight nila.
So ship lang po ba ito or even flights po?
It was one long-haul flight.
Oh, okay.
From Moscow straight to Cebu, 14 hours.
Wow, 14 hours. It's a long flight. I would also like to ask, syempre po, yung ating Filipino community over there in Russia, how are they doing po?
Well, as can be expected, they're actually doing quite well under quarantine circumstances. They are finding ways to go through the isolation. We are in close coordination with the Russian authorities, and we only have one confirmed positive, but asymptomatic. And we are monitoring 3 more possible patients. They're being tested and retested. They're all asymptomatic. So we are closely monitoring them.
In case po they need medical help, how are we going to help them po?
Right now, the Russian government is taking very seriously every case, every potential case. Tututukan mo nila, basta may symptoms kayo, pupuntahan mo kayo, they will ask you questions. Ang hiling ko sa Filipino community dito, pag kinausap ko ng medical authorities, ay magsabihin ng totohanan, ibigay lahat ng information na hinihingi nila. Kasi babasihan nila yun sa kanilang treatment sa inyo. So they are very actively, whether it's foreigners or Russians, they will go to you. They will ask you not to go to the hospital or to the doctor, but to call them. They will. It's a massive effort. I see ambulances and medical vehicles moving around the city every hour.
So how big is the Filipino community or population in Russia, and where is the concentration of Filipinos there?
We have about 8,000 Filipinos in Russia. So there's been a massive increase over the past few years. The vast majority is in Moscow, and they are working as household service workers or nannies. Almost 90%, 95%. And the vast majority are women.
Paano po yung mga nawalan ng trabaho? or naapektuhan po nitong coronavirus. How are we helping them po?
We would like to thank Dole because nung unang labas ng Dole Department Order tungkol sa financial assistance, di po kasama ang Russia. Pero after some appeals with the help of the Labor Attaché in Germany and the Department of Foreign Affairs, kasama po ang Russia. So malaking tulong mo yun. And we also, every day here in the embassy, we give out food assistance packs to those who need it.
How else is the Filipino community helping each other over there po?
They are, some groups are helping each other with food, with finance. I'm meeting with the leaders this Saturday by video conference to discuss how best the Filipino community can help each other.
Sir, kumusta naman po ang trabaho po sa embassy? How has it been affected by this pandemic?
The embassy is manned 24/7. May tao dito palagi. We are open for emergencies. And then in terms of regular services, it's by appointment. Those who urgently need passports, documentation, make an appointment and we will process it. We are not processing other things though, unless it's very, very urgent.
I heard that in other topic po, I heard that agricultural trade is also on the aggressive rise. Why is this, and what is Russia interested in? Is it our coconut, fruit, seafood, or poultry markets?
Yes, we've been aggressively promoting our agricultural products to Russia. These are products that we do not have here. So our tropical and processed fruits, our coconut. And we've had success. Recently, we had a 40-foot container of coconut milk. Before that, we've had exports here of coconut sugar and flour, gold. And we've already signed a rather large contract for canned tuna that we exported to Russia.
How about tourism between our two countries po? How promising or lively is the tourist scenario for Russia and the Philippines, do you think, post-COVID po?
Every Russian who's gone to the Philippines has told me that they want to come back. And we are our best ambassadors for it. We have been promoting aggressively Philippine tourism, but the numbers have been low because we're just virtually starting now, and we're competing with countries in Southeast Asia who get over 1 million tourists a year. So I think that we might hopefully hit the high travel months, which is the fall and winter, and that they will travel to the Philippines, and that the Philippines is ready to take on this possibly large inflow of tourists.
On a personal note po, Mr. Ambassador, how are you doing during this time of pandemic and crisis? Kumusta naman po kayo dyan?
Thank you for asking. All the staff here is doing well. We're all trying not to weigh ourselves. So, we are in contact every day at 9 a.m. every day. We have a roll call using social media. Every Monday, we also have our flag raising and prayers as usual, but through video conferencing.
And you and your family po, how are you coping naman po?
I enjoy the solitude and time spent with my family. I hope my wife is listening.
Can you give us some tips po during these times of crisis? How do you stay positive and how do you stay optimistic po during these times of crisis po?
There's still a lot of work. There's still a lot of work. There's still a bit of news we need to in terms of helping our Filipinos and some of the strategic work we're doing, like negotiating a bilateral labor agreement. And on the defense side, there's still a lot of work. Russia is focusing now on battling COVID, but we have to be a bit more strategic and be ready once the bureaucracy is back fully and can fully engage us in our pursuing our national interest here in Russia.
And your message, sir, Ambassador, to the Filipinos right now and everybody watching you right now, sir.
Hello to everyone watching the news all over the world, particularly sa Pilipinas. Yung mga kamag-anak po ng mga Pilipino dito sa Russia, wag po kayong masyadong mag-alala. They are doing well. They are following the isolation rules, which are strongly enforced by digital technology here in Russia. So it's very difficult to violate. So they are obeying the rules. Infection is extremely low, extremely low. 1 out of 8,000 right now, and the contact was from an employer. So there's right now we have no evidence of Filipino to Filipino infection. So I think in that sense, we're still hoping for the best.
Thank you, Ambassador. Thank you for your time and thank you for taking care of our Filipino community there. Mabuhay po kayo. Salamat po.